My phone's alive now. Oh shit, I can't even reach the charger. Watching a video about cheating in Mario Kart Wii. It used to be one of my favorite Mario Karts. Probably is still one of my favorite Mario Karts. I love Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii, and Mario Kart 8 are the three that I'm actually familiar with. A hefty bite. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ooh, back to back. Scammed. Would you buy an Ubisoft game expecting to get something good? $98 through 24, that's even worse. That's a scam. Yeah, it didn't end up being a short break. I was chatting with me mom. Oh, where are they? Show it to me. Alright, we're starting over. Alright, so we saw that 142, 412 in a first session. This is it. I'm convinced. I'm going to see my 190 through this method. Man, that's a lot of treasure chests. I've never seen a level like that. If you're not gonna attack, I'm gonna check to see if there's any more. Nope. That's a good amount, though. Ba-da-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. Swap up the RNG a little bit, change it, flip it, reverse it. Ugh. Oh, my wrist hurts. Oh, panic there. Lost my ability to lure rod with the best of them. Well, it had to happen one day. Can't be the best forever. These are just little ones. So what's the, I wonder what I'll do, because I was thinking to myself, like, the indicator for me would be the first Priskling you catch. Like, if I'm looking for the ultimate fishing seed, I'd want to see a Priskling that's over, like, 75 centimeters. The very first Priskling I catch. I mean, the very first fish that I catch when I start a new game better be giant. Well, I also think if I keep restarting the game until I see like a coin or something insane on the first floor, it'll be like, okay, like if there's ever a chance to have like a seed that's blessed with RNG, it's this one. But again, it might not matter at all. Again though, I don't have a save that's like at the right place to do the Marcus Valley glitch. So I would need to restart. shit. What am I doing? Oh, that was a bad one. Hopefully I didn't just lose the fish. Hopefully not. I don't think I did, but I wasn't counting. Forgot that I was on the break, not just the end. Whoops. Whoops. Actually, I wasn't expecting a bite on that one. For once. Looks like I screwed up the last one. I should count on this one. That's weird. Normally less than 300 isn't over 100 centimeters. Not even sure if I did that right. That didn't feel right. I'm confused. I was looking at something. My gosh, did you hear about the ARK bullshit? They announced that the center map is delayed right now, and I think they were supposed to come out with a new, I don't even know what the new creature was, but it was supposed to come with like a new monster and everything, but they were just like, yeah, we're also not going to be able to provide on that. And it's just like, well, why would you even say that if you haven't released it? It's like, so wait, you know you can't provide on the animal and the map's delayed? It's like, have you even started? The answer's probably not, but man, it's so sad that ARK just never got its shit together. It really bums me out to see how far that game's fallen. Which is crazy, because they had a lot of content creators. Like, there were so many people actively giving them feedback on their game with a massive audience. And they just fucking fumbled. I literally can't imagine playing that game again. Like, it truly is the definition of an abusive ex. Like, as soon as you go back to that game, it treats you horribly. It's so bad. My last straw with ARK was playing on Valguero. I don't remember exactly what level it was. It was like free. I want to say it was like 384 for some reason. That's just popping into my head for some weird reason. But I was breeding Deinonychus after one of the Easter events for like crazy colors. And I had just coincidentally ended up with this Deinonychus that was like almost perfectly black. I was breeding like yellows and all this other stuff. Yellows, pinks, oranges, and all that like Easter jazz. But like just randomly this black one was born and I was like, he's perfect. Like they have dark like gray skin. He's all black. It looks great. I named him Dr. Wu from Jurassic Park. And one time while I was riding him, I just did this massive leap off this ice cliff down into one of the Wyvern canyons, and I was just like, yeah, you know, we'll maybe go look for a Wyvern egg or something. And instead of jumping into the canyon, I didn't even realize it, but he had latched on to one of the walls of the lava river, and we were now like 20 feet below the surface of the lava, cooking to death. And it was just awful. I remember just quitting the game instantly and never, like, I was like, yep, I'm done. Whatever. And then, like, weeks later, I opened the game because I was just like, oh my god, why did I even stop playing Ark? And when I opened the game, it hadn't saved yet, so I was literally at the bottom of this lava river with my raptor, or Deinonychus, and I managed to get out and, like, die, but, like, Dr. Wu made it, so, like, I had to basically just keep making runs back to the fucking Wyvern Trench to try to get him. And every time that I would, like, die or something, I just basically was in, like, this limbo of quitting out before it would save. And I eventually made it, but I just never played again. It was just like, it's funny that your last message is unacceptable, but it was, like, unacceptable to me. It was just like, no way. It was like, no way that I just lunged from, like, 300 meters away on the top of a cliff to the freaking lava river wall. It was awful. As I'm thinking about it, another reason I wanted to quit was because my base was getting so big that it was just like, it was just too much. The game couldn't handle it anymore. And it was just like, well, I'm not done. Yeah, my wrist hurting's a bit of a bummer though. I mean, I do have tendinosis, so, like, agitating my wrist and elbow isn't the best thing, but I wouldn't think 2 hours of fishing would do it. Okay, I'm back. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever had to do. We installed this. I was like so proud of myself. We installed custom shower heads on the showers at our house. But what we didn't realize was that, like, by getting these, like, rain shower heads, they don't put out enough water fast enough. So, like, when you want to heat up your shower, it takes, like, an extra 30 seconds. And on, like, mornings where it's blistering cold, my mom's shower doesn't have like a faucet, so it takes like forever to get her shower warm. But like we found, it's so weird. We found out if I just open the faucet on my bathroom, hot water comes like pumping into the house instantly for like everybody's showers. So like I have to like open my faucet for 2 seconds on my shower for everybody to have warm showers in the house. It's really weird. But like before, you had to wait like a minute and a half to get warm water. But then eventually we discovered if I just open the faucet on my shower, the hot water comes pouring into the house. I'm not even sure how we figured that out because I don't use the faucet. I haven't taken a bath in probably like 20 years. I have no idea. When would I have used that? I don't know, but I still use it, so I don't even have to wait. Rather than just turning my shower on, I'll just flip the faucet on for 2 seconds if I need to. But, oh my god. I swear, I've never had a shower get colder than the house I live in now. It's like daggers. Like icy little daggers. It's horrible. Oh. Oh my god. It's actually awful. We do. Again, that's the weird part. Like, if I use, like, the faucet for, like, my tub, we'll have hot water instantly. But, like, if you try to use, like, and I think it's something to do with, like, the shower heads we installed, because they're, like, the rain shower heads. So they're, like, low pressure. But, like, if you use those, it takes, like, a minute and a half to get hot water moving. But if I just use, like, the tub faucet, it's instant. Everybody has hot water. And, like, if you fuck up and use the shower head first, you have to get the minute of fucking cold water out of this. It's weird. It's so weird. I don't know how the system's hooked up, but, like, it's not right. And, like, if I know the guy who set it all up, as I do, I'm probably pretty sure it's not right. And that scares me. But, like, I'm not tearing the wall down because I don't know what is right. I was told it was right. It's like the worst thing about like plumbers and electricians and mechanics and stuff is like you either just like straight up trust the people or you sound like a crazy person because it's just like, man, I don't know if I trust it, but it's like you had to hire a professional or you learn how to do it. And plumbing is not something I'm confident in learning. I know plumbers. This shit's not for me. I can't tell an L pipe from a P trap. Not the biggest fan of the fucking 9270. Oh my gosh, though. I installed this, like, it's massive. I think it's a foot by a foot, like a complete square. I'd have to check. It's probably got like 50 different like tips on it. It's literally like standing in the rain. It's so nice. But I had to hook up a special attachment to the wall so that it had enough support to support the stupid thing, because it's so fucking heavy. But it's so cool. I love it. Not the highest pressure though, again. It's pretty awful if you actually like need to rinse off for something. Gentle rain, beautiful. Actually need to spray something off, like because you were outside on a rainy day and you got mud on your legs and it's now caked on because the sun came back out on your walk back and now you have like muddy legs. Yeah, it's not getting that off. You actually have to like scrub that and then hold your leg up. It's not powerful enough. I need like a nozzle that like unattaches, but it's not that kind of shower head. But it's neat. I always wanted one like it. Would I get another? Probably not. I'd definitely get one that sprays into the shape that I like. And then like maybe I could change the pressure. But we've always been pretty water conscious people. I think only once in my life living back east did we ever have like a water conservation, like, hey, no running your sprinklers, no watering your lawn with the hose, no doing nothing goofy, people. We're saving water. And I just remember being a kid like, what the fuck? Like, what? But now that I live on the west coast of North America, of the good old US, it's more of North America, it's less US. There's more than just California people. Although, you know, I say that. Anyways, and man, there's like no getting around it every summer, whether you're in Oregon, California, Texas, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, you're getting a water conservation thing. And it's just like, it's crazy. I mean, like, sometimes it's like absurd how much they're like, hey, you can't be doing that. We saw your water bill. And it's like, what do you mean? No, I'm kidding. We've never been talked to about it. Again, we're pretty water conservative people already, but once we started learning about it, we tried to conserve a little more. Like, I remember watching an episode of King Arthur about, like, all the different kids who left their water on, and I remember thinking, like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, is that something people judge each other about? Like, holy shit. Like, there's no enemies, that's weird. Oh wow, 6 chests. Not as close together. Is there a 7th? Nope. That would've been cool, right? Maybe there is? No. Oh my god, the worst I think I've ever had though was in college. I shared a house with 6 people. Oh my god. You literally had to, like, if you didn't get shower first that day, it just wasn't worth it. If you got second, you got some good warm water. You usually got hot water on the second one, but like if you had to take third, you were basically taking a shower until the hot water ran out, and then like 4th and 5th just didn't exist. I mean, maybe later in the day you got a hot shower, but just that, yeah, no. You had to be aware of it. Which sucked when everybody in school had to like hike multiple miles per day and be outside and work with animals and do shit that just, you know, made you stinky. And it's just like, okay, I'm gonna go to the school and shower. I'm gonna go here and shower. I'm gonna go there and shower. Man, was the rent cheap though. You can't find rent like that anymore. Maybe you can. Just gotta live in a house with a bunch of mold underneath of it and a gas leak. House we lived in literally had an entire, like, basement, like a full-size basement, the same size as the house above it. Same exact floor plan. Except at some point it had become completely flooded and just, I mean, it looked like something out of The Last of Us. Not bad. Especially for the first fish. So like, we should not have been living above it. It was inhospitable. Should have been condemned. And then like there absolutely was a gas leak. You could smell it at all times. But you'd pretty much forget about it just as soon as you'd smell it. Oh no, like, I mean like propane, like carbon monoxide, like coming out of the fucking stove. Like sulfur, eggs. Is that carbon monoxide? That's carbon monoxide, right? No, it's methane. No. It's carbon monoxide. Right? No. It's propane. It smells. No, carbon monoxide. That's why carbon monoxide is dangerous, is it doesn't smell. What comes out of it's propane? Right? They scent propane like eggs, right? Am I crazy? What gas leak smells like eggs? I don't know. You could smell it though. It was there. We just hated contacting the landlord because I don't actually remember, but there was almost always something that we didn't want to talk to him about while we wanted to talk to him about something else. Like, we need something fixed, and then it's like, oh shit. Did we ever put the railing back up on the staircase? It's like, no, we gotta put the railing back up on the staircase before he comes over to the house. So we'd have to, like, fucking find all the screws, put the railing back up on the staircase, and then call him over. because somebody would be like, hey, watch me slide down your handrail, and fucking break the whole thing. It's a little baby. I remember my first time moving to that town. It was just like, oh my god, wow, this house we're living in, it's got so much history. This house is like, gotta be 200 years old. This is crazy, wow. Do any of the windows lock? Holy shit, none of these windows lock. Does the door lock? Oh my god. Look how old this house is 200 years old. Holy shit. I don't think they've updated this house since the coal miners lived here. We had like fucking golf clubs and sticks in some of the windows just to make sure you like couldn't open them from the outside, which like didn't stop you. I mean, you could just very easily smack the 200-year-old glass and it would just shatter. Oh man, my bedroom window though was this like 3-pane window. It was all wood and it had like 3 panes or panels of glass that were each separated by a little arch of wood. It was like, it's hard to describe. But you could open the window inward and like just let in wind and stuff to the room to get a breeze going. It was so nice. But I mean, like, that house had to have fucking lead paint and asbestos. There's no way. Dang, 116, 350. Handsome. Maybe I should throw that up there. Damn, caught another one. $350 FP Kaji. Oh no, I ran out of room. There, I fixed it. Lived in a house that didn't have properly insulated pipes, and they all froze. Well, they might have been insulated, but one of my roommates turned the fucking heat off in the middle of a polar vortex, and they froze. Still, like, I'm cheap. I'm literally one of the cheapest people. Like, I am so cheap to the point where it's just like, okay, is it cheaper for me to go to another store across the street or just buy it here for $2? Because if I spend this much gas, I'm then wasting money. So, okay, I should just buy it here because, yeah, if I have to drive at least half a mile, I'm spending more in gas than I'm saving in. Okay, let's buy the milk here for $1.50. I'm cheap. But, like, this guy literally turned our heat off in the middle of winter because he was just like, nobody's there. Like, oh, why would you leave the heat on? And it's like, I hate you. I fucking hate your existence. Motherfucker admitted to it too. That's the worst part. Wasn't even smart enough to deny it. Was like proud to be the one that constantly turned the heat off, and it's just like, you're literally going to kill us one night in our sleep. Like, we're going to freeze to death in our beds. It's like the wildest shit I've ever like seen. Well, you know what? I say that, and then I always remember that My Strange Addictions thing about that person that ate bags. That's the strangest thing I've ever. That's fucking crazy. Fuck if I know. We got out of there. We literally got kicked out of the house the day the pipes froze. I'm not going to go into much more detail than that, but like, wasn't my fucking fault. I just remember getting home after being gone for winter break, and the pipes just fucking blew, and it was just like, great. Like, a bunch of nonsense about the person who was renting it to us. I had a falling out with their son, but it's like literally I got kicked out of the place and then went to the grocery store and came home, and the entire apartment was just flooded with water, and it was just like, great, I'm like supposed to be moving out of here and all of my stuff is flooded. And I just remember like they came after us with this bill and everything, and it was just like, dude, we don't live there, like, sorry. You'd think, but like, statistically, no. Ooh. I had another 111, didn't I? Yeah, 390. You would think that, but that is only because in recent years I've decided to just stop toting around people I don't give a shit about. I had way too many friends that I just literally just couldn't say no to. Yeah, because I don't put up with shit anymore. I had so many friends that I just let energy vampire off of me and mooch off of me. I don't deal with that shit anymore. At all. I hate that shit. I cannot stand people who cannot do things on their own anymore. I spent like the first 20 years of my life trying to have friends that would like do shit with me, and like eventually I realized I just had to do the shit on my own. See, again, oh, 115, 270. That's usually a 99. Yeah, see, you say that, but like, I was pretty much one of the most tolerant people for years, and then just like, it brought no good. The number of people I had sleeping on my couch just stealing from me, energy, financially, mentally, it taxed me, and now I can no longer put up with anything. So I mean, you say that, but like, I do put up with a lot of shit still. I don't tote those people around anymore. If you provide nothing to the conversation, I don't need it. I just am so tired of that. And like, there's nothing wrong with being down and needing a hand, but like, my God, like, some people will take 100 hands and then like keep on sleeping. And just like, I can't do it. I can't put in the energy to find out how many hands anybody needs anymore. Because, like, sometimes I need a hand, and, like, I'm not even gonna ask for it anymore. So, I've been told my whole life, if you have nothing nice to say, say nothing at all. And if I'm not gonna reach out for a hand, I'm just not gonna reach a hand out as well. I'm just gonna be by myself. And honestly, it's been pretty fucking great. I have felt less judgment from the people around me because there are no people around me. I've been ridiculed less for the things that I enjoy. And I've actually discovered the true passions in my life. I realized a lot of the things that I pursued and thought, like, look at that, 85, 274. What did we just have? 115? That's a good 30 centimeters. Very nice. I found a lot of passions that I was pursuing were just simply because of the people around me. Like, when I'm by myself, I have absolutely no passion to pursue them. But when I was surrounded by 30, 40, 50 people, it was just like, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go do this. Let's go waste a bunch of time doing that. And now that I'm, like, by myself, I realize, like, I fucking hate 90% of the shit I put myself through. I am not a social butterfly. And I probably spent my entire... Actually, I was going to say the first half of my life, but dear God, I hope I don't die at 60. Ah, that's not bad. Not a lot of people actually get to make it to 60, do they? What's the stats on that? 60's good, isn't it? I take that back. But I've pretty much spent, like, the first half of my life thinking I need to be social and, like, if you spend 7 days without talking to anybody, you'll go mentally insane and you'll never come back. And it's just like, you know, I think some people are okay. I think I'm alright. I think I was crazy when I was born and I can go 7 days without you motherfuckers. No offense, but, like, I spent so long just not saying no to a friendship. Like, I don't think I was ever taught that. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you meet somebody you get along with, you're not just supposed to say, fuck off. Like, you're supposed to be friends with that person, right? But, my God, after, like, fucking 23 years, it was taxing knowing so many people. It was weird. It's, like, a strange thing to explain to people, but, like, I realized at some point it's just not for me. I cannot know that many people personally. It's weird. I get anxiety over if somebody else is anxious about their test or an exam tomorrow, I'll get anxious for them. Like, I can't be doing that. It's weird. It's almost like acquaintances are, like, my favorite thing. Like, meeting somebody at the water cooler and talking about fish is, like, my fucking bee's knees. But, like, if I know that your mom's dying, my day's ruined. I'm sorry that your mom's dying, but, like, holy shit. Like, I'm gonna be thinking about that all day. And, like, dear God, I can't imagine having like 50 friends. You people have talked to me. Like, I talk so much. You give me like 20 minutes and I'll have dug into your personal life. It's weird. But at like the same time, I don't want to know about your personal life. It's like I need information. Oh my God, I'm like a internet dragon. I hoard information. Is there a term for that? Is this diagnosable? What's it called when you can't sleep? Oh, I wish. When you hoard people's info vampire? It might be. Personal information. Digital hoarding. An underlying fear of scarcity and powerlessness. Interesting. Often associated with anxiety or other mental health conditions. Okay, yeah, I know that, but like... chaotic manner, usually resulting in unmanageable amounts. Okay, okay. But I'm not that's hoarding. I don't have physical hoarding. It is digital hoarding. But it's like... okay, so it's just OCD. It's just a type of OCD. I know I have OCD. Interesting. So I just have... oh, okay. Bibliomania, or book hoarding, was the original term. In general term that describes the tendency to collect vast numbers of printed material, but it can apply to anything information related, including tax receipts, calendars, receipts, old videotapes, and greeting cards. So video games and personal information is where I get my OCD. That's so funny because like I don't flick light switches 8 times or anything like that. I can barely remember how many times I flick my fishing pole. So that's interesting. I have bibliomania, or book hoarding. That explains it so much. So I almost wonder if I'm not even like hating people, it's just that I've learned as much as I've wanted to, and then I'm tired of the person. That makes me sound like I'm a psychopath. That's the worst kind of psychopath. I just steal your personal information and then I don't do anything with it. I don't even steal your, like, the important stuff. I just know when your dog died when you were 8. What the fuck? That's like the lamest superpower. I don't even draw cool pictures or anything. I just catch fish and I learn when people's tragic pasts started. Although bibliomania isn't the worst sounding mental health issue. You can almost throw that out in a conversation. Oh yeah, I suffer from bibliomania. Are hoarders narcissists? A hoarder isn't necessarily a narcissist by any means. The narcissism may be limited to just that area of life. May be limited. Others may just be a narcissist in traffic. How can you be a narcissist? Oh, you think you drive better than everybody. That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. You can be a narcissist in certain... Interesting. Ah, what are the root causes of hoarding? Childhood experiences of losing things, not owning things, or people not caring for you. Well, I hate to say it, but I was unconditionally loved. I had things. Childhood experiences of losing things. I lost things, but it's because I had ADD and I couldn't remember where I placed them. So it's my own fault. Maybe I caused my own trauma. Maybe that's why I hoard information. Because I lack the... Maybe that... Look at me. Don Doken's posting, actually. They post on Reddit now. They don't post to my subreddit. Interesting. Wait, hoarding is considered a mental health condition in the DSM-5. Huh. Oh, researchers are observing that negative consequences of digital hoarding may be similar to those of physical hoarding. That makes a lot of sense. I do hoard information. Hoarding behaviors can be thought of as a symptom of OCD. And there is evidence that suggests individuals who hoard up make up a distinct subtype within the larger construct of... So I don't necessarily have OCD. It is a construct... Okay, interesting. That makes so much sense. I mean, that literally explains why I like doing shit like finding out the limits of a game. That makes so... Like, I hoard information that I find important. Interesting. I don't actually give a shit when your dog died. I mean, it is sad if you want to tell me when your dog died, but... That's so weird. Do hoarders ever recover? I don't know if I like seeing the word surefire way when reading about recovery. That sounds scary. The biggest hurdle to recovery seems to be recognizing the problem. Okay, so yeah, no, that's pretty much just fluff. Just say that. That's all you need to say. Recognizing the problem is always the first step. Interesting. I've never thought about that. I have bibliomania. That explains so much. I mean, that literally explains why I would be afraid to get rid of friends and stuff like that, because I have a fear of losing information and, like, contact. If I hadn't have met, like, who was it? There was one person who used to watch me, which is really funny. There was one person who used to watch me back in the day, like all of my streams. But like now they don't watch me anymore. But if I hadn't have met them, I probably wouldn't stream anymore, because like I streamed for I think 4 or 5 months without a single viewer. And then just one day I was Lego Builder something, like Lego Builder 1, 2, 3 or something like that. And they watched me for like a month straight. And it was just like, you know what? Maybe somebody does care. And then I think I was at like the 8 or 9 month mark when I found Mackenzie and Kevin streaming. Because I wasn't even streaming, I was just watching other people. And it was just like, huh, you know, maybe I should try. Maybe people do care about the stuff that I care about. And like, I still don't fucking understand any of this, but like, I got, I think, 40 followers just from streaming Dark Cloud 2 fishing. I'm still getting more followers from this. Every time I do a 12-hour stream of Dark Cloud 2, I have more followers. And the funniest part is, I bitch about the Dark Cloud community like through 90% of the fucking 12 hours. So, like, I don't even know if they're watching it. Or if they even speak English. That's probably best case scenario for me. But, I don't know. Again, for 6 months, I just talked to myself. Because literally nobody watched me. My first actually watched video was when I got into Conan Exiles level 1 to 60 speedrunning. And I started putting world record in my video titles. And I'm pretty sure that's only again because I started putting world record in my video titles. Which is kind of clickbaity, but at the same time, like, I did have the world record. But like, I would have given up if Lego Builder didn't start showing up to every single one of my... Even if I was up at midnight they were there. It was so weird to me. And then there was somebody named, what was it? Brooklyn 972 or something like that. 1972. And they watched all of my Monster Hunter streams. And then just randomly, whenever I would get in, like, to a fight with something, well, actually, let me back it up. I don't know if you guys know anything about Monster Hunter, but you hunt monsters. Anyways, I was trying to beat one of the hardest monsters that you can beat in the game before you're supposed to be able to beat it, like I do. And they would watch me try to, like, make attempts at beating the boss, and then one day they were like, hey, like, you should fight the boss, like, I bet you can't beat it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna try to beat the boss to shut you up. So, like, I took the boss on, and, like, you get 50 minutes to do it, and I didn't end up doing it, but I got the boss down to 20% health, and I knew this because the boss starts to limp at 20%. So, I didn't beat it, but I got the boss low enough that I felt, like, proud of myself. Anyways, they didn't fucking watch me do it. They literally left after, like, 10 minutes, and I didn't even notice because the boss fight was so intense. They just said I was a coward and kept running away from the dragon that I was fighting. So, anyways, I inevitably beat the dragon and, like, was so proud of myself and stuff like that, and they never even watched the video. Like, it was on Twitch for a week, and then I put it on YouTube, and they never actually watched me beat the dragon. And then finally, like, they got super weird at a certain point, and whenever I would get into a fight with a monster, they would just start typing die into chat, like die, like D-I-E, die, 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 as fast as they could. And it was so fucking weird. And they were the first person I ever had to ban. But, like, it was fucking weird. Like, that was actually, I almost quit streaming at that point because I was just like, I have Lego Builder and this Brooklyn person, and that's it. And, like, over 6 months, I've accumulated 2 people. And then I got raided one day while playing Monster Hunter, and I had, like, 36 viewers, and, like, I don't know, I felt like I had made it. Like, I genuinely had, like, this weird moment where, like, I felt like I was a celebrity, and I felt so cool. And, like, I knew I had to buckle down from that point. It would be another 3 months until I meet Mackenzie and Kevin and actually get anything fucking accomplished. But getting raided by those 50 people and then having like 30 of them stick around to watch me play the original Monster Hunter was like such a cool experience back then that I was just like, you know what, like, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do obscure challenges in old video games so that people who like those games would feel re-inspired to pick the games up themselves. It's like, I do this shit for myself, but at the same time, I like sharing it with the community so that other people are like, oh my god, I'm gonna try that. And then 3 weeks later, I get a message and they're just like, hey, did you know you could just do this and it's even faster? And it's like, no. So then I'm doing the challenge over again, and then I share it again, and then somebody else is re-inspired, and then we maximize. It's just, I don't know. I love that part of the community. Like, my favorite example is, this is fucking, again, me data hoarding. This is so funny. What a breakthrough in therapy today. But I love the community was just like, hey, you can farm dive talons and get burning bows at the start of the game, and if you get enough burning bows for all your people, you're basically God. And people were like, yeah, but farming burning bows is really annoying. And like, people kept trying to find the best way to farm a burning bow. Like, hey, I like to just walk in the area and kill one, and if he drops it, good. If he doesn't, I reset the game. And other people are like, no, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And then all of a sudden, you've got a chain of 40 burning bows. Or not burning bows, of dive talons, and then you finally get your burning bow. And then finally, one person came up with a strategy to be like, hey, what if you just kill a bunch of wolves? Since, you know, there's wolves everywhere, and then when you get to a maximum chain, you kill the dive talons with poison, And then the dive talons will drop as many items as possible because the game thinks you're killing a wolf, but in actuality, you're killing the dive talon. And all of a sudden, people realize that you can now get the burning bow in an hour or two instead of like 12 hours. And it was just like, oh my god, the fucking, like, the community came together and solved this shit, and it's fucking glorious. But, like, nobody would have ever solved it if nobody gave a shit about grinding out these ultra rare 1% drop items in the first area. But they did, and then they shared it with the community. And then the community gave that information back with more information, and then they stacked and compiled, and then all of a sudden somebody at the end was just like, wait, why aren't we doing it this way? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm a fucking info hoarder. I am. I was just rewatching this thing about the Jak 3 speedruns, about all these different, like, time saves, and then this one kid was just like, why don't you guys just roll to the final dungeon? And everybody was like, because you can't. And lo and behold, you could just roll, like, you could roll to the edge of the map and then swim to the dungeon instead of doing all the quests beforehand. And everybody was just like, well, that's not fun. And it's like, why didn't any of you even look? But again, you don't even think about looking until you have all the information laid out in front of you. And like, again, it's just funny, like, I want to have all this shit out there because somebody could show up in 3 weeks now that we have all this, and just be like, well, have you tried leveling up your fishing pole to max when you first get it? And it's like, no, why would we do that? And it's like, well, you said that earlier in the game you are, so if you just level up the pole to max as soon as you get it, won't all the fish after that be bigger? And it's just like, holy fuck, is it that simple? And like, it turns out it is. But like, you gotta fucking, you gotta buckle down. That's the shitty part. And I throw shade like a motherfucker. I know you think I just ditch people left and right, but no, I am actually an asshole. I've been described as a love or hate person my entire life. You either love or you hate me. Which is like so absolutely true. I don't think I've ever met somebody who just kind of tolerates me. You either love or you hate me. And it is daily. It can be a daily thing. I am annoying as shit at times. God, that's gonna be in the back of my head. Why would I even say something like that? Jesus Christ, what if it's as simple as leveling up your fishing pole to max and then, like, I don't even want to think about that. That's not real. That's not a real thing. That's not real. I still want to figure out how to get the dev menu open so that I can spawn lures in Chapter 2. Actually, you could spawn them in Chapter 1, couldn't you, if you had the dev menu? Oh, how cool would that be? If that's all you had to do was just, like, catch a couple fish on every save file to see if you had a good one. And it might not be that at all. I might just be crazy. I mean, well, we know that, but, like, we don't know the code of the game yet. So it could be one or the other. It's probably 70-30. Wow, that's, like, such a weight off my shoulders, but at the same time, like, I also had to read those words of recognizing the problem. I recognize my problem. I hoard information, even from people I don't like. Which is sad, because I probably have pushed people away that were good people, but, like, I felt like I didn't need their information anymore. It's so weird to even say, but like that's totally what I do. Be aware of that, motherfuckers. I want your information. I don't care about your social. I don't want your baking data. But if you have secrets about fish, I want them. And I will find them. If you have oh no, I was gonna say if you have strategies on how to get out of bounds, I want to know, but I don't think either of you, neither of you give a shit about getting out of bounds. What the fuck? Also, I like how you said occasionally posting on Reddit and Discord as much as I can put up with, but like, again, you posted on Reddit and got so much more love than I got. I posted an out-of-bounds picture of one of the most iconic fish in the series at the current world record size, and it got 3 likes. It's like, I don't know what fucking people want. And then like a week later, I posted a picture of a beaten up guidebook that I bought for way too much money, and everybody was just like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. And it's like, I hate you people. Hey, how's it going? Sorry I disappeared on you last night, but this is also embarrassing to say. I've been talking about a lot of embarrassing stuff. I sometimes fall asleep while I am shiny hunting in Pokemon, because I'm sitting on my bed with my legs up like a teenage girl with my phone in front of me and my Game Boy. And I just kick my legs till I fall asleep. No! It happened? Well, I guess it is probably only a 3-day cycle that you were waiting for. That does make sense. Were you on the master round? Or were you just smoking newbies? It'd be funny and more lore accurate if you actually used a Hama Hama because you're sharking them. Since you have like a thoroughly bred, top-of-the-line fish ready for the master class, but you're in the beginner. Can you imagine how the people feel when I show up to Finny Frenzy? Alright, we got the beginner round, everybody. Let's go. Let's see the fish. And it's like, what the fuck is that? No, don't put my fish in the tank with him. And it's like, come on, let's race. And it's like, Duke, don't eat the fish. It's who you're racing against. No, I'm joking about, like, the recognition and stuff like that. But again, like, it's the sharing part that's, like, important to me. Because, like, again, we've been, like, scrapping for information that's 15 years old. And, like, oh, did you, I'll walk. If it's in the last episode, I'll go back and watch it. You didn't clip it by any chance? You gotta clip the good ones. Speaking of which, Mackenzie, you clipped me, like, 3 times yesterday. I don't even know what some of them were. That's so funny to even think about, like, those poor people putting their fish in the tank with mine. Like, oh my god, like, that Nyler's intimidating. I would not want to be near that thing. He's got the worst looking teeth in the tank. I've seen you get some crazy pinball shenanigans. I haven't played Spida in probably a week. Feels weird. I play this game so much now. I used to play this game a lot as a kid. And then, like, again, I would always just get stuck at the puppet Shingala. So like my whole purpose in life was try to get as overpowered as possible. And then I learned about like the limits of the weapons and stuff. And then I had a friend that had a Game Shark, so we could get around the limits of the weapons. But then we found out you just kept killing the puppet Shingala even faster. So it wasn't until like I was like in my late teens that I actually learned like, oh shit. Like, you're supposed to just damage him and then he'll open his mouth. Like, oh. It's like so weird that it actually punishes you for being too overpowered. Wait, yeah, you have a Mardan, don't you? You have like a 23 centimeter Mardan. That's right. Oh my gosh. And it probably looked so funny just zooming. Wow, have I only caught one fish? Or is it just bad? Have I not been paying attention? Pretty much. You don't pull up your password at any point, do you, by any chance? I'll have to try to get your password at some point, and I'll like race our fish and see if there's a difference in size, or if like it's actually just the strength and tenacity that matter, and if you can have a tiny fish that's stronger than one of my giants just beat the shit out of it. Because that would be hilarious to see one of those tiny little fish just knock one of my giants. Because I can manipulate my giant fish's stats pretty easily. What are the stats on yours, though? Have you fed yours to, like, the hundreds? Because your stats can only be so high. Oh, yeah, you're not at max yet, then. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of my fish aren't even done. Like, that's roasted pickle. 189 is at 100, but then again, I'm feeding that one like crazy because I want to see if I can get to 200. Blanky's like a monster, but Blanky's getting up there. That one's slowly getting up there. That's my best one. Oh, well, you could... Yeah, no, that's all that, yeah, that's all you really need. But you could probably breed it again. Well, and this is cheating, but what you could do is just duplicate the fish, give one a, oh no, you probably couldn't. I was gonna say, you could probably give it a carrot, but probably not since you've already done that. No, you could probably just breed the fish with another one, and then the offspring would be able to get up high enough, but that's, yeah, that's, you don't need that. Yeah, you don't really need to. But yeah, no, Duke is like my main fish right now. I'd like to have it heavier, but I don't know if that even matters. I think roasted pickle's my heaviest at 11,000. Which is so weird that a pickle is my heaviest fish. 15K? Not weight. Oh, wait, no. Oh, money. I was like, do you mean weight? Oh, look at my Mardan, or my Baron, clipping out. You're not gonna produce any energy by doing that, bud. You're just waving your tail in the air. I was like, no way you got your fish to weigh that much. Bullshit, tell me your secrets. I need to know your information. I just cheat. I cheat for the sake of fishing. I have no care in the world anymore. I just cheat. I am a dirty cheater. I only caught 2 Kaji? Holy shit. Holy... That's the worst I've... Yeah, I stopped by when you were doing all that, like, weapon compression. That probably, yeah. Wow! In one day, I only caught 2 Kaji? That might be the worst I've ever seen. And almost 400 hours of fishing, that might be the worst I've ever seen. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I've been thinking about that. Where are my medals at? I've got 74 medals. I'm almost at 80. I've got Supernova, Heavy Hammer, Amano Murakumo, and 5-star. I'll have 2 more name change tickets. I'm thinking about making Griffin's Fork because I like it more than Island King and it can be built up. And instead of Legend, since I already have this, I was thinking about making the Grade 0. Emulator cheats. There's a difference between spawning in Frankenfish and using lures so that you can catch more legitimate Shigura Village born and raised Kaji. I'm not out at the morgue slapping dead fish together to make a fucking record. It's karma for hating people so much. Oh my god, I wish. There are worse people in this world who live better lives than me. If there was such thing as karma, we'd see it by now. But sadly, you can be as shitty as you want and get away with it. So I get all my karma from being nice to animals. That's where I reap my karma from. Not kidding. So yeah, no, I think that sounds right. Yeah, if I have a Heavy Hammer, I should make a Grade 0. And if I have an Amano Murakumo, which when can I do that? When am I getting a Muramasa? Joker, Evil Performer, Castle Eater? Fuck, not till chapter 7? Damn. Yep. Damn. I really wish that enemy's name was Dead Bundy. I mean, that's not necessarily a funny joke, but I think it is. Well, I did put and I feel kind of dumb about this, but I did put a ruler sword onto this, so like I had a little bit of help. I was just talking about using the name ticket. Hello, hello. I was just talking about doing that because, again, I have the Supernova and the 5-star already. So I think since I have the Amano, I'm going to make the Griffin's Fork. Griffin Fork? Griffin Fork. Griffins? Griffin. Griffin. And then for Max... Where are you, Max? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday. I got really good at min-maxing. Because again, I still have 13 points left. And essentially, that's because of this. So you use Cubic Hammer for durability. And then you use it again when you make a, not a ruler sword. A, antique sword. You build up an antique sword, and when you do that, you have to go past the sand... Is it called Sandbreaker? And the Sandbreaker has Fragile. So you put a cubic hammer on the Sandbreaker to get you to the antique sword, which gets rid of fragile and stop. So now you have durability and stop. The poison wrench gets you poison. Dark Viper gets you absorb. The ruler's sword gets you ABS up. And then you buy a dark coin from Jurax Mall and you have every ability by chapter 2. Yeah, that thing was wild. But did you build that up from, like, did you make that or did you build it up? Oh, no. And with the bonus points Monica gives you. You should try to get that thing to 999. You should try to get 999 synthesis points on it. I bet you could. Get it to as high of a level as you can and then use some level up powders on it. But this is actually the Amano Murakumo from chapter 6, floor 2? I think I actually watched you get your version of this. I'm almost certain I watched you get your version of this from chapter 6. Yeah, I actually remember that. This is mine. But no, I'm still technically not in chapter 6 yet. I'm on my weird playthrough where I haven't even done any... I haven't even done this yet. I need a break from dying in Ocean Roar. That pirate's not very good at killing me. Oh, that's a jam. This is like straight up Legend of Zelda music. I've never even played The Legend of Zelda. You can't be using that flute in a game like this. Oh, look at that ledge. Can we get out of bounds? Anything weird? Oh, it's a rifle wolf. Bye-bye. Oh shit, no. Memory card 2. It's a great question. Somebody recently asked on... Well, I say recently. It's probably been a year now. God damn it. Why you can't make Gaspard's sword with a name change ticket. And, like, I get the argument that it's supposed to be a unique weapon to him, and it's supposed to be mystical and you can't have it. But by God, I want that sword. Oh, somebody puts pine crapples. I've never eaten a pine crapple. I had a grapple once, one of those grape apple flavored things. Phenomenal. I actually loved it. But everybody at, like, my school was just like, yeah, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I couldn't even taste it. But, like, I loved it. I thought the grapple was, like, one of the greatest inventions. I thought it was delicious. It actually had me eating fruit. And it was probably just, like, an apple sprayed with some fucking fragrance or some shit. But I loved it. Is a pine crapple like a gooseberry? Oh my God, thank you all for being here this morning. Jesus Christ. Is he here? Twitch? Viewers? No, he never makes it. He's always busy. One day, I think he'll make time for a fisherman like me. Alright, that was a pretty good... That was pretty good. I'll give you that. There's some out-of-bounds stuff I want to do in Zelmite Mines, but I'm so far away from that. And I'm already... I have such a problem with finishing playthroughs. I'm already talking about starting a new one, and I haven't even began Chapter 5 of this one. So, yeah, did you just, like... I've tried to pick up, like, somewhat where I've left off or missed episodes on, the YouTube. But, like, I guess I should just go back to the start. Like, did you just primarily use it and then, like, place things on it? I guess I always just, at some point, make a transition to, like, a name change ticket weapon. That's just kind of how I've been since I learned about them, I guess. I tried to use my PS4 the other day and it wouldn't even turn on. Well, it would turn on, but like it just froze at the like select your name screen. So like I don't even know if my PS4 is working anymore, which sucks because like I bought an entire toolkit to open the fucking thing up and fix it, and I fixed it. I did an entire playthrough of fucking Elden Ring, and it worked, but like now when I turn it on, it doesn't work anymore, and it's just like, why? I'm actually kind of bummed about that, because I did another playthrough of Elden Ring. I did like a tutorial playthrough, and I was gonna make a big video out of it, and like I never finished it. I'm on like part 13. I forgot all about that. I worked really hard on that playthrough to make a tutorial video out of it. See, yeah, I tried to do that as well, but like as soon as I get 40 medals, I'm just like, what can I make? And then I make an ultimate weapon, and then everything basically goes onto that. And like that's how I get. Maybe I'm just that's how I am. Maybe I am just a weirdo, and that's how I am, and I play the game because I like to be overpowered. Although I always have to like get a secondary weapon specifically for the puppet Shingala. Like that literally has always been an issue for me. Yeah, pretty much. Which is why it's probably so shocking to me that I see your grade 0 like that, and it just blows my mind. But I mean, like, that's how I've gotten to, like, this point in this game, though. Like, I literally, like, this is my Chapter 2 list. Pretty much, yeah. I will say, my stamina drinks are for catching bigger fish. I don't actually use those for the game. I use those for catching bigger fish. The bananas are up there because I run out of inventory space. That's why Monica... Well, Monica does throw some of those, but I have a lot of rare stuff up there as well. This is pretty much every item I refuse to delete because I'm running out of space. I should delete this, but like I don't want to have to buy it again. I'm never gonna wear it, but I don't want to have to buy it again. Yeah. Actually, I need to do a new playthrough because I'm really upset that I did my list this way, because now whenever I make something, it's gonna be out of order. I should have done my order better. I'd say you're better than me, definitely. I've seen your not only organizational skills, but how far you are along with everything. I just get too distracted. I don't have the mind for this kind of stuff. That's why I end up fishing for 300 hours. on day 1043. I am genuinely the guy who's like, huh, I wonder how rare it is to get a medicinal herb from the first slime in Dragon Quest. And it's like, why would you want to know that? I just want to know. Alright, well, I've killed 1,000 slimes. It appears to be a 2% chance. You did not spend the last 3 weeks killing slimes. I did. I loved it. How far in the game are you? I don't know. What's the name of the first town? What do you mean? You've been playing the game for 3 fucking weeks. You don't name... What? Have you done any missions? No, I've just been killing the first 3 slimes. I just keep restarting the game and fighting the first 3. What do you mean? It's just, I guess I hoard information that I find valuable. I genuinely am just a weirdo like that. Like, completing a game, I guess, is just not something to me. I guess I always just find some arbitrary challenge within the game itself, and that becomes my hyper-focus. Although, this one isn't my fault. This one belongs purely to Kevin and Mackenzie. I was free of any fish madness 4 months ago. I was just a normal person, living life, walking up and down the road, like, waving at my neighbors and shit. Friendly, approachable. I went to the gym at 7 in the morning. People knew my name. But then they got me. They hooked me in. They were like, hey, you ever seen a big fish? I was like, I've seen big fish. And they're like, you ever seen a really big fish? And I was never the same. Just, it was it. They showed me one world record sized fish and it was over. I became the fish. They were like, hey kid, you like fish sticks? Yeah. You like fish sticks in and around your mouth? Yeah. And it was over. Next thing I knew, I was about, I don't know, 26, 27, behind a Long John Silver, cramming down a fish fillet. The episode of SpongeBob is fucking real. People don't take that shit seriously. It's written by adults for children. Yes. I was watching somebody do a playthrough yesterday that was blowing my mind. I mean, there was a lot of mind-blowing parts about the playthrough yesterday, but it was blowing my mind watching their dedication. Yeah, it's on the list. You know, honestly, sometime this week, I should actually just hop on to Dark Cloud 1 and make sure I still have the save file. Ugh, I was a young, hopeful person back then. I wonder if that was before or after I broke my swords. Alright, we're just going. I don't feel like traveling to Mount Gundor. If I still have my save file where I'm only on floor like 4 or 5 and I have a bone rapier and a Shashamir, Shamwow, whatever the fuck it's called. Oh, it was after? Oh god, I hope I still have the swords then. If I was asking you for advice after I'd broken the swords, I probably have a save file with the swords. Yeah, I hope... Oh, jeez, he's right there. Jesus Christ, he's fucking angry. He heard me talking shit from Mount Gundor, I think. Twice believe? Okay, so hopefully I do have the save. Otherwise, that'll be tragic for me sharing... Oh, ISDL29 shared a great strategy with me. You guys might all be smarter than me in this aspect. But when you're doing the item-only floors, you should pick an enemy up, throw them at a flying enemy, and then hit the ground enemy with a bomb to explode underneath the flying enemy. I'd never thought of that. That's fucking brilliant. I struggle so much with the flying enemies, but like that's so smart to throw. Great question. I'm a superstitious person, and I think if I reset too much, I'll ruin my PS2. I also don't actually know if there's a difference in the game's RNG if I die and don't reset, or if I do reset. So that's the cover I use for my fear of ruining my PS2. I used to just reset like a madman. But my old PS2 is like fucking dead now. And sometimes when I reset it and I load Dark Cloud, it just doesn't work. So I'm trying not to reset all the time. But the main reason I'm doing all of that to begin with is so that I don't have to wait through the night and I can just keep coming back to prime time for Kajis, because it actually just takes longer, even with like speed up, to just wait through the night instead of just, you know, coming back to a sunshiny day. And I have proven that this is a fine way to catch giant Kaji. I don't know any of the mechanics behind it, but I do hold one of the world records by resetting my PS2 constantly. Now, I'm not resetting right now. I am just dying. So, like, I might not be resetting the game properly. I don't know if PS2s have a difference between a soft reset and a hard reset like a Game Boy does. I'm assuming they do. Man, I'm gonna have to watch that now that you said that. Hooked like a fish. I'm gonna have to watch that episode of SpongeBob. Did anybody watch the Super Bowl performance? I didn't. I was like kind of upset after like the fact it had gone down, because it's just like I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl, but like, man, I'm almost 30. Like, they missed out on having SpongeBob perform the Super Bowl. Like, I'm way too fucking old. Ugh. Golden Sun's one of those games that I had as a kid on Game Boy Advance, I think. And, like, it was way too hard for me, and I gave it to a friend that really wanted it, and now I regret it because that game's fucking expensive as hell. I don't regret giving it away because my friend really wanted it, and I had zero desire to play that game. And that friend always let me borrow their Action Replay and stuff, so, like, it was a fair trade. Although they stopped letting me borrow the Action Replay after I fucked up the Ruby and Sapphire codes. But, man, I didn't know I was dyslexic back then. I should never have been given an Action Replay. That shit made my anxiety 10 out of 10. Looking at those fucking long chains of numbers and letters, holy shit. But, oh my god, I would make like 10 or 12 codes on that thing and they'd never work, and then he'd have to like go through and I'd just pretty much delete them because it wasn't worth trying to fix them. Man, that's a game I've played like the first level of and just walked around. I think there's literally just a bunch of boulders burning in the town, and I just remember being like, this is neat. I actually just recently used an Action Replay on a playthrough of Pokemon Black 2. I typed out some long-ass codes for that. I always like joking about this because it makes a certain person, I don't know if they're still here, I bet they're lurking. I guarantee they're lurking. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap up the Dark Cloud 2 stream. We're gonna switch over to the Nintendo DS. We're gonna do a little Pokemon. No, I'm kidding. Somebody in here just had a heart attack. I really do need to go check out at the local game store to see if that modded 3DS or 2DS. It's a modded 2DS. If the modded 2DS they showed me was HDMI compatible. Calling us cheaters like your Max doesn't run around in a white tux with black shoes on. Oh, and some guy was trying to convince me yesterday that you could RNG manipulate Pokemon Crystal for Master Balls. And it was just like, I've never heard of that. I guess I need to look into it. But, like, I'd never heard of it. I've Googled that so many fucking times in my life, and I've never heard of it. But they were confident. I just haven't gotten around to looking it up. Do you have to insert a certain key or system of keys to get the results that you want? Sounds like a cheat code. You can reliably manipulate anything, yes, but they were making it sound like anybody could do it, and I was just like, I don't think anybody can do it. I think people who understand, like, intricate code and ace and, like, bullshit. Sounds like it is to me, though. Definitions are about as loose as a goose. And let me tell you, the goose is loose. Glitches in, like, gameplay and stuff like that is probably one of my most sensitive areas. I would honestly have to say Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are even worse because of the Pomeg. Is it the Pomeg? Pomeg. Pomeg berry. Pomeg. Anyways, that berry literally lets you just do whatever you want with those games. It's wild. Red and Blue are really bad. I mean, they're terribly held together. But, like, I feel like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald with the Pomeg glitch is just beyond anything that's ever been in another Pokemon game. But I have seen some crazy stuff in, like, Gen 1 and 2. I spent a lot of time in Crystal trying to do the overlay glitch or whatever it's called, where you try to, like, duplicate or clone a Pokemon, and then you accidentally clone two Pokemon together. But I just couldn't successfully pull it off. Oh, anyways, so it's such a sensitive area for me because when the pandemic hit, I was, like, super into Professor Oak challenges in Pokemon. And if you don't know what a Professor Oak challenge in Pokemon is, I actually really want to check that out, but at the same time, I know I would just get distracted combining Pokemon and not actually playing the game. And then I would just be like, oh, what's the strongest fusion you can get as soon as possible? And then I'd never beat the game once I figured it out, but it does look actually really cool. And, like, the Articuno Zapdos Moltres fight looked insanely fun. I watched Pokemon Challenges play through that whole ROM hack, actually. Anyways, a Professor Oak challenge is starting a Pokemon game and catching and evolving every Pokemon available before each badge. So, like, in Red, Blue, and Yellow, you would have to catch Pidgey and get to Pidgeot. You would have to catch Caterpie and get a Butterfree, a Weedle, and a Beedrill. You'd have to do all of that. It takes a long time, and it's a shitty fucking grind, but I love that stuff. Oh my god. So anyways, my point here is a lot of people, when they do Professor Oak challenges in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, will manipulate the time clock. And in order to manipulate the time clock, you have to hold, like, up B select A or something like that. Or you have to hold, it's like up B select, let go of B and select, and then hit, like, down start or something goofy. And then it takes you to this weird menu where it's just like, please insert your code. And the code is derived from some algorithm of the trainer ID, how much money you have, and, like, the time of day or something like that. So, like, you put that into, like, this online calculator, and it gives you a code to put in, and then that lets you change the time of day. But, like, every single person who plays Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, Professor Oak uses that to grind faster and more experience. And it's like, yeah, no, you absolutely should. And if you're trying to catch a Pokemon that only spawns at nighttime and it's 2 o'clock in the real world, you should change the time to be nighttime. But they'll also turn around and say, like, oh, I'm not going to go for the Moonstone pre-badge one because that takes too long to get. And it's like, wait, what do you mean? It's a fucking 100 hours pre-badge one. Why are you not getting the fucking Moonstone? Well, it takes too long to get. And it's like, well, just do a glitch to get some more money. And they're like, well, I'm not doing any glitches. And it's like, motherfucker, you used an online calculator and input a code at the start of the game to change the time. It's like, don't fucking start. And they're just like, no, we don't count the Clefairy before the pre-badge because, or Jigglypuff, I think, because it takes too long. And it's just like, I can't stand you people. It's like, you cannot consider one of these a glitch and not the other. It's like, it's a fucking leftover dev tool. It's like, you cannot count a leftover dev tool as not cheating and then skip an actual in-game part of the challenge because you don't want to cheat. It's like, what the fuck? And the worst part is you can legitimately get the Moonstone. You don't have to cheat. It does just take you weeks. It might actually be months. But it's just like, either just don't do the challenge or cheat. Like, you're already cheating. I don't know a single person who's done the Professor Oak challenge without using the time clock manipulation. And it's like, it's so fucking, like, it's pushed me over the edge of, like, even having the conversation if glitches should be allowed to have fun. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. If you're having fun, it doesn't matter. Now, I will say, if you're cheating in an online game, you're most likely a piece of shit. It's a little bit of a gray area in, like, the whole Final Fantasy XIV stuff where people, like, do cosmetic mods in an online game. That's a bit of a gray area. I'm in, like, a weird place with that because, like, some people can just mod in cool outfits for their characters, while, like, other people who don't have access to modding the same way or are just too stupid have to, like, buy their outfits or not. And it's just kind of like, yeah, that's a bit unfair, but it's not like an actually unfair advantage. Yeah, like, I used to play a lot of online shooter games, and obviously if you use fucking, like, wall hacks or aimbot, you're just an asshole. But, like, Borderlands? Like, I don't see any problem with modding Borderlands. Actually, if I could find it, I have modded Borderlands 1. Leaderboards. I didn't think about that. If there's like an online leaderboard as well, that could be like a single player game with an online aspect. That could be shitty for cheating. I was just watching a video about, I was just talking about this. Mario Kart. People were cheating on that when Homebrew came out. Or Home Channel. But, like, again, for me, it all simply boils down to, have you admitted it? Like, it's not that you have to, like, blatantly say, like, oh, I'm a cheater, I'm a dirty, dirty cheater. But, like, whenever I post about my Pokemon playthroughs, I always say, like, hey, I used the PC duplication glitch, or hey, I did this, or hey, I did that. It's not like I'm out here trying to fucking pass off my 6 Eevees as all legit shinies. I got 1 shiny Eevee, and then I duplicated it. But, like, I don't think that's fun. I would never farm enough shiny Eevees to get every Eevee evolution shiny. That's not fun to me. What is fun to me is getting 1 shiny Eevee and duplicating it so I can have the rest of them. That's fun to me. I don't think that's cheating either, but some people do. See, that's so sad because I played that game when it came out, but, like, I didn't play online. So, like, I didn't even get to experience. Same with Dark Souls. I never played Dark Souls online back in the day, and, like, I never experienced the online aspect of it, and I'm kind of sad. Although, I'd have to admit that if anybody ever killed me in Dark Souls Online, I'd probably just be angrier than anything. I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it. But, like, when I first started playing Dark Souls, I was so afraid of something happening from the online aspect that would, like, ruin my immersion that I just turned it off and never remembered to turn it on. Probably not, too, because I picked it up about a year late, so it would have been just giant dads and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. But there's a slimmer of hope that I would have enjoyed it, because my favorite thing in World of Warcraft was level 19 Twinks. There was just something about that range of skill, level, and everything that I love. Man. I just made myself sad. I'm the big sad now. Wow, I'm like big sad. I miss playing Dungeon Runners so much. Damn. I used Quaylag's Fury Sword, which was not the best, but, like, I felt like nobody else ever used it, so I felt cool. Except for the Black Knight Halberd, which I think everybody who's ever played Dark Souls knows the attack, like, length of that fucking halberd exactly. I don't think anybody's ever played Dark Souls all the way through without picking up the Black Knight Halberd. That weapon, that is probably one of the most famous weapons in gaming history at this point. That's a great one, especially with the bend. You probably did catch a lot of people off with that. I don't know if you used that move specifically. Oh, not the tail axe. Oh, yeah, no, that is an axe. You're right, you're right, you're right. You're right. Wow, that's really cool for Mario Kart Wii, though. I was really good at Mario Kart Wii, because one summer, I don't even remember when this was. I mean, I could probably track it down based on that alone. I was just, like, stuck inside because it was just too hot to go out. And my cousin and I just raced the ghosts in Mario Kart Wii non-stop. Oh my god, that was a great summer. I remember all I did was play Dry Bones on the Bullet Bike for an entire summer. And, like, I remember, I can't even remember the track. It was the one with the mushrooms. I loved the Avalon. Ace in the hole. Hole. Ace in the hole. The entirety of it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the level with the mushrooms, I just remember always having so much fun because you... And now what's funny is, like, looking back at it, none of my records would have ever... Well, no, that's not true. My non-shortcut records would have mattered because they weren't... There is an entire category for non-shortcuts. I think, isn't Mario Kart Wii, though, the one that's, like, just completely ruined with ultra shortcuts? Look at that fucking tortoise. Ugh. Well, gotta make that bread. Thank you for stopping by, though. Do you, by any chance, have any idea when you took that crazy speed? I'll just look for it. I'm gonna check out that Svita shot, though. But have a wonderful day. TGIM, right? Thank God it's Monday. I'm kidding. It was near the end. Excellent. I'll just watch the whole thing. Perfect. Oh, I'm glad you got to stop by. Sad I didn't get to catch any giant fish for you. It was more of just a jabberjaw. Just kind of spewed a bunch of information there. Oh. Well, I will sit in anticipation, waiting for it. I'm excited. If you thought it was crazy, it's gotta be a bouncer. Have a wonderful day. Take care. And I hope something fun happens to you. Something neat. Exciting. Oh my god, one time I was walking home from work and I found a Blue Eyes... or no, what is it called? It's the one where fucking Luster Knight is on Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Is it Dragon Rider Knight? I can't even remember. I literally found one on the ground while walking home one time. It was like the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Literally. Unexplainable. Still to this day, it was like the moment I thought I was living in a simulation. Because at my house, I had a Dragon Rider Knight or Ultimate Dragon Rider Knight or whatever they're called. That like one of my friends had given me and I cherished it. And then like, I'm walking home from work one time and I just found one on the road outside my house. And I was just like, oh, like I've been robbed. Like somebody robbed me of all my magic cards and like they just dropped some of them on the way out of the house. And like I got up to my room and nothing had been touched and like my fucking card was in my binder and it was just like, what are the odds that a Dragon Rider Knight in the plastic is sitting on the fucking sidewalk outside my house? It's like I'm living in a simulation right now. The fucking game loaded this morning and spawned 2 of these cards. And it's only supposed to spawn 1 in my binder, so the second one spawned out on the fucking road or something. I couldn't come to a fucking, like, conclusion. At, like, one point, we all just sat out on the front porch, drinking and smoking, just waiting for, like, somebody to nervously come back by our road looking for the card, but nobody ever came back. And it's not like there was, like, a Facebook page I could reach out on or anything like that. But it was just like, it was so fucking weird. We literally just sat on our porch swing waiting for that nerd to walk back by like, have you guys seen a Dragon Rider Knight? And it's like, actually I have. Cause like I was so ready to give it back. It was just like, somebody has lost this. Like this is a cherished card. It's only like $5 online, but, like you just don't casually lose an in the plastic Dragon Rider Knight on the sidewalk. And you wanna know what the worst part is? I only have 1 of them in my collection. So like somebody took it from me. Which sucks. Like I told that story at a party or something like that, and somebody lifted 1 of the copies out of my fucking binder. Although that's not the worst thing that ever happened at our house. Somebody lost an entire fucking deck of cards. Of like $400 worth of magic cards. People suck. At one point, I was, like, so proud of having, like, the party house, and then just one day I realized that, like, we were just getting robbed, like, constantly. And, like, of everything. Like, we, like, started having to hide shit before we had events, and then at a certain point, it was just like, what's the purpose of this? Like, why are we fucking having these people over? Like, you always invite 10 people, and then 30 people show up, and there's, like, 6 people in there that you fucking don't know. And it just, like, it sucks. Yeah, like... I had a falling out with a roommate because they accused me of stealing alcohol because it disappeared after a party. And it was just like, my dude, like, what the fuck are you, like, what? What are you fucking even thinking? But, like, that was just the end of our friendship, pretty much. At one point, oh my god, he told me to, like, clean up my dishes, so he put my dishes on my steps, like, up to my room. I just remember getting home from class that day and, like, opening my door to my, like, fucking corridor to go up to my closet-ass fucking, like, style room, and just there were fucking dishes on the steps, and it was just like, well, it's like, I fucking hate you. So as a petty-ass bitch for the rest of our lease, every time he left dishes in the sink, I would just put it on our school Snapchat, like, hashtag or whatever. So I knew everybody from our old high school would see our fucking shitty-ass gross kitchen sink with all of his, like, glasses and stuff in it. And it was just like, no way you're gonna be a petty-ass bitch to me about my fucking sink. Or, like, the way I left the sink. It's like, I left a fucking tortilla frying pan that I dirtied up with some Pam. And the plate I ate the tortilla on. It's like, get off my back, dude. I had a fucking 7 a.m. ornithology class. Like, I barely fucking woke up at 6 o'clock to cook a tortilla. Nobody should be eating a tortilla at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll admit it, though. I was really bad about getting around to my dishes. I'm a usually at the end of the day kind of person. Like, I'll fill the sink up throughout the day and then get to it. Oh, we're at 2 hours and 7 minutes. That should have been the last fish. All right, we'll catch one more fish and then... I'm honestly not hungry. I don't even really know if I need to... I'll just take a bathroom break. But it was just like, my god, dude, like, we're 20-year-olds in college. Like, I think the sink is the one thing we need to not fucking fight over, because I don't think anybody in their 20s, when they get their first house, fucking has a good grasp on when they're supposed to do their dishes, but nope, it just turned into a petty fucking scuffle of back and forth. It fucking... This, and, like, I know I always sound like the shittiest person, and I am a shitty fucking person. I'll never deny that. But, like, this is this is how fucking petty this shit got. I lost my fucking key to the house, so I was locked out. So I called them to get a fucking, like, spare copy of their key so I could have my own key again, and they just started ignoring my calls. So I couldn't get to the fucking, like, I couldn't get into the house. So I had to start breaking into the fucking windows by shaking them to get the sticks that we had put in so I could get into my own fucking house. And then eventually they put in the sticks enough so that I couldn't shake them out. So, like, I had to fucking, like, get our parents involved so that my mom would call his mom and his mom would call him and, like, make him give me a fucking key to the house, which it turned out he had a spare, which might have been the key that I lost. But I eventually got a fucking copy made so I could get back into my fucking own house like a normal human being. But, like, I had tried to track him several times down at, like, school, but, like, I didn't know his fucking schedule. So I just looked like a crazy person going to all of his classes like, hey, is so-and-so here? And they're like, no, he's not here till 3. And it's like, okay, well, maybe he's over here. And I'd sprint across the fucking campus trying to fucking find him. But after, like, 4 days, I was just like, Mom, can you call his... Like, I don't have his mom's number. I should have back then, obviously, but again, as a 20-year-old, you don't fucking think about shit like that. Like, I didn't fucking ever think about having my roommate's parents' numbers. But, like, yeah, I had to fucking get a hold of his parents to get a hold of him to fucking get a duplicate of the key to our house so I could fucking get in by not crawling through the window. And again, this all came to a point because they accused me of stealing alcohol. And it's just like... Motherfucker, we live together. Like, just ask me if I took your alcohol. It's a quick no. Hilariously, what I think happened is actually we lived in this giant house with like a bunch of other people, and I think somebody during a party snuck into our side of the house and like got into our fridge and freezer and took shit during a party. Because like I don't even know who took the alcohol. Oh! 110-302. What did we wait, what did we catch earlier? 111-336. Ah. Does 110-302 go up? Do we replace anything with that? I don't think we replace anything with that. Oh, that was a 12 a.m. catch. Holy shit. Oh shit, I gotta end the episode. Son of a bitch. Oh, I'm about to hit the fucking thing. YouTube, goodbye.